if I forgive someone who's done me wrong, then by definition, I'm condoning what they did.
Right?
Forgiving is for you, not for them. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Society of Like-Minded Men. I'm your host, Ramin Kavan, and this is your other host, Tommy Sporletter. How you doing, my friends?
I am doing dandy. How are you?
Dandy. I love that word, dandy.
Yeah,
I'm dandy.
Yeah, that's an old school word.
It's an old school word, man. It's an old
I don't
school
know.
word.
It's like, what am I different than what I've said before? And it's the first one that popped up, and I don't think I've used that word in a very long time. So there you go.
Yeah, dandy is good. I like dandy. So today's episode is going to be how to forgive without forgetting. I think this is a trap that a lot of people fall into is if I forgive someone who's done me wrong, then by definition, I'm condoning what they did,
Right?
which is not actually true. Yeah, forgiving is for you, not for them. Forgiving says, I'm done with this nonsense. Don't want it part of my life. You did what you did. Nothing I can do about it. I'm moving on. But at the same time, as the title of the episode implies, we're not going to forget when we do that either. You can forgive and say, all right, you go do you and I'll go do me, but I'm never going to forget what you did. Right? It means I can move on with my life, have an excellent life, but I don't need to be trapped in that. Why did he do that to me? All that nonsense that usually comes along with that. So
Yep. There's two key components to this. The first part is forgiveness, and we can talk about that all day, because if you don't, this is what I found. If you don't forgive, if you hang on and you hold on to things that have been done to you or done wrong, at the end of the day, and I think we've talked about this in the past, most of the time it doesn't even affect the other person, because they really
doesn't
care,
at all.
but it affects
don't even know
you
what's happening.
every time you think about it, every time you put energy to it, anything to it, especially if it's something that was bad. It's only harming you, because most of the time those people aren't even around you. They don't even know you're bothered, and it's just tearing you up inside. So the biggest thing in all of this first is making sure that you forgive. And part of that also is making sure you forgive yourself,
Yeah. And the one of the greatest things I ever heard was not forgiving is like drinking out of a bottle of poison every day, hoping the other person dies.
Yeah. Right. Right.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
it's not. And there's its real power. The self power in yourself to be the big person, the bigger man, and to be able to forgive those that have done you wrong. And I've done that in my past. I've carried things for a long time that's just done nothing but drive me nuts, drive me insane. And the minute I went and said, I forget, hey, and I've done that to people, and they didn't even know, some people, that they did me wrong. You know what I mean? And they're like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, that's why you haven't talked to me or engaged with me or interacted, because I didn't even realize I did that. So in all of that, there's so much to, to that aspect of it. But until you can learn to forgive, it's going to be a constant problem for you.
Right. It's the notion of you have a choice. You can either live in a dark place because someone did something to you didn't like, or you can step out into the sunshine. Right. And say it is in the past, because it is in the past. Once something is in the past, this is, you and I talked about this, and it's like every moment of every day as you're speaking about it is in the past. Right. There is nothing other than right now, right freaking now. So how do you want to live your life right freaking now? Do you want to live, at this point with the retrospective of my life, I look at it and go, because I used to do what you just said. I was just whiny. Things didn't go my way. And now I look back at it and go, man, dude, how much time did you waste?
Energy. Yeah. You said, if you don't forgive and you can't, it's wasted energy. You're putting energy to something that doesn't.
It's complete wasted
It doesn't
energy.
matter. And even if that person says, F you, kind of like, okay, fine. You did what you needed to do and then put it away
Put
and
it
don't
away.
put any energy to it anymore. And then that also tells you when you go to that level of forgiveness, then that tells you who that person really is and who they're probably always going to be. And that
Yes.
probably tells you that's someone that you should just really eliminate from your life because you don't need it, right?
Yeah.
I don't
And I
care, but I
yeah,
don't care.
but I don't care.
We're going to say it
That's I'm
till we
telling you,
make our certs.
we're gonna make shirts and caps with that. I don't care, but I don't care.
Well, because when
Um,
you're giving energy to that thing that you don't forgive, that's saying that you still care about it. And why would you want to care about that crap? You know what I mean?
yeah, well, I think we all have this notion that there's a right way and a wrong way to do things and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, that's nice, but no one cares.
Right,
No
right.
no one cares. No one cares. The only arbiter of your happiness is you. That's it. If you're not
When we
happy, it's your fault.
Yeah, and when we were talking about this topic, and so the second part of it is forgiving, but not necessarily forgetting, because there are certain relationships or people in your life that they're close to you and they hurt you. You know what I mean? And maybe they
Yeah.
know they hurt you.
No.
And then on
A lot
that
of them are
side,
no, there a
they
lot of them are I think are just unaware.
well, yeah, and that's what I alluded to before. They're unaware, but those that are aware, maybe they don't know, or a lot of that is things deflected back on you. But if you can find in yourself to forgive them, like you said, say, I forgive you. I'm not going to put energy to this. But that second part of it is, but you also, in that thing, if you're going to continue to be associated with those people in your life, it's important that you just don't, in that forgiveness, when
Yeah.
you truly forgive, you don't carry that energy, but you don't forget it. Because if you do, and it happens again, and if you just completely forget it, more than likely, it's probably
You'll
gonna
repeat
happen
it.
again, and it's gonna
You'll
be
repeat
repeated.
it.
Because you
Yeah,
won't
it's
you won't see it coming. You know what I mean? Because, "Oh, I
right.
forgot." So and
Yeah,
not that you're
the
putting
the
bad
key with
energy to it.
the key with forgiving is to take what happened in the past and leave it there.
Mhm. Learn from it, move on.
Learn from it, move on. Go do something different with your life, right? To go towards a happier place. People who are routinely doing things to harm others or to treat others badly either do so unconsciously or consciously, but either way, you don't need to be part of that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Do you even wanna be a part of those people's
Why?
existence?
Why?
I don't.
Why are you part of that? What's the point of that? There's no
It's
reason,
bad
right?
people, bad energy, bad karma, bad juju, whatever you wanna call it, and
Whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
life is too short and too precious to stay in the doldrums, the bad, the
Yeah. It's
nasty, and there's nasty, wicked people out there that just don't give a crap, and I don't associate with many of those people, and when I get around it, once you become more self-aware, you understand, this is a
it
bad person,
yeah,
this is a bad
it feels
situation,
bad.
and this is only gonna get worse, and I don't want any part of it. We talk about this, getting out of the drama, getting out of like, don't just it's okay. It's okay to say no, set your boundaries, and just turn around, walk away. Just turn around, walk away. And if they
Yeah.
don't like it, too damn bad. You know?
Yeah. I used to many years ago. I used to have a friend of mine who would only ever call me when she was in trouble, right?
Mhm.
And I used to think, oh, it's. I used to think because I'm her friend, I'm the guy she was. And the reality was, I was just a comfortable landing place. And one day
You're
I
probably
got
the only
sick of
one
it.
left to land on.
Huh?
You were probably, you know?
And one day I just said, hey, why don't you ever call me just to see how I'm doing? No response. We ended that call. That was well over a decade and a half ago, and I have not heard from her since.
And is your life the worse for it?
Nope.
You probably didn't even think about that till we started talking about this. And it's like, you know what I mean? Because it's like you let it go, you forgot it, and you move on
Yeah.
and you go to better things and happier places and happier relationships and a
Yeah.
happier existence. Because
Yes.
isn't that what we all want?
It is what we all want, but I think we all feel somehow compelled to help those who we perceive as needing an additional hand.
Yeah.
And it's and my approach to that has always been, I will give you a hand up, but I will not give you a hand out.
I like that. That makes a whole lot of sense, and there's something to be said for compassion for others and things, and you help them, but what I've learned in this journey and as I've gotten older, and this is what we try to tell our audience and people, is it is not my job to fix other people. You know what I mean? That's their job and or somebody else's or theirs. At this point, I've done therapy. We've talked about it. I tell other people do. There's paid professionals that's what they do for a living. And I could tell you right now that every time I get into that thing, I think typically I get more lost and more confused on their situation, what the hell's going on, than I get any clarity for myself, let alone be able to help them in any way, you know?
Agreed.
And
My
then it comes back to it's not that I don't care, but I don't care because in that
Yeah,
aspect, I can't care because I
I
I
can't care.
can't I
No,
can't.
I can't put that kind of energy forward. Life is too short.
Yeah, it
But
is.
there are people for whom, and a lot of them were raised with, they throw a tantrum and mommy and daddy came rushing to the rescue. And now they think everybody is been given the task of running to the rescue whenever they do something stupid. Not our job.
And everybody should care about
Yeah,
their
everybody
plight,
should care.
their
No.
dilemma,
No.
their drama.
Did you poke yourself in the eye? Not my problem.
And not just
Stop
the
poking
first time, but
yourself in
this
the
is like
eye.
the fourth time you poked yourself in the eye, and
At
I'm
some
still
point,
supposed.
that's gotta hurt, you
Oh,
know?
you would think, but yet people continue to do the same thing. That's the definition. Continue to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, and wonder
Yes.
why shit has not changed in their life for years because they're doing the same damn thing.
Yeah, it's this kind of, if you keep doing things that cause you pain, then the arbiter and the architect of your misery is you.
Yeah, and
Quit
Ramina,
trying
when
to
we
quit.
talk about this, we're coming from place of experience because that's
Yeah.
that's where I've been in my life,
We've done all this
but now
before.
but
Thank you
now
very
we're
much.
more self-actualized. Why we talk about this, why we created this podcast and did this is because we want to be able to identify and note when you're getting into that bad habit. Check our podcast on habits, bad and good, to not do that. But there was times I do the same thing over and over again for years and years and wonder why the hell my life was in the same damn place it always was, if not getting worse. You know what
Yes.
I mean? And
And
now,
mhm.
and at times, and I never was, quote, depressed or clinically depressed, and I get it. There's those are
There's a
mental things
spectrum
and stuff
there.
that
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes, but if you don't do things to help yourself get out of those situations and you're always there, that's the existence you're gonna live. And then it becomes a point that you don't even realize what just a very sad state that you've
Agreed.
become.
It's
And then wonder why you don't have friends and you don't have acquaintances and life just sucks. You know what I mean?
as a parent, if you don't take the time to force your children to take responsibility for their actions, they will grow up into adults who think the responsibility for their well-being belongs to someone else.
How much of society is that right now because of that's been
Almost all of
trained
it.
and taught for
Almost
the
all of
last
it.
2 to 3 decades, right?
Right.
Been
No, it's
taught
been
in
longer than that, my friend.
school that well,
Way
yeah,
longer than
and
that.
yeah, I mean, I think back and it's been kind of fun. So I do have a Facebook channel and stuff, and I know you stay off of that. I don't do a
I
lot,
do. I stay the hell off of that.
but what's really cool is memes come across like the 80s and how life was in the 80s. And it's quick shares like, and I just put a yep, and it's like riding our bikes in the afternoon and waiting for
I
the
used
bell to
to
go
I used
off
to
and
live for that.
the food but when
The
you
food
see
we ate was
that
good. Yeah.
and it uplifts me and uplifts my spirit because I appreciate life and I appreciate the journey and I know what that was and it makes me think, man, I should have if I would have embraced that more and done that more. But that's what I try to pass on now. But every time I put a post out to people that are my friends, on Facebook and that it's always positive responses. It's always like back then and And I know, every parent said, "Oh, I walked uphill both ways and this and that." And it's
Yeah,
like, am I
it's look,
becoming
we
that
had a
guy,
good I'm
get off
telling
my
you,
lawn guy? But it's like,
you and I
it's a
are
different
the tail
world.
tail end of the boomer generation and the beginning of the Gen X. We had a good life.
Mhm.
As kids, dude, we had an amazing life. Now, when we did something stupid, mom and dad held us accountable,
Yes. Oh, yeah.
which is why as adult we hold ourselves accountable
Yes.
because it's a requirement, right? I find that a lot of kids these days just, they'll just come into a room and drop something and walk away because they think somehow it's somebody else's responsibility,
Mhm.
right? But we're getting off topic here.
Well, we are, but we're not, because all this that we talk about, society of like-minded men, visit our podcast, visit us, comment, do that, tell us if it's helping you, but it's all relevant to a lifestyle that you
It is.
live.
It is.
And when you can't forgive certain things and you carry
Hmm.
those things, you cannot remember them and all of a sudden they come back and you never really dealt with it and forgave
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? But especially people that maybe now are gone and past, then you got to be like that. And this is all I can tell our listeners is the forgiveness part is a really big thing. Do not carry that crap
No,
with you
because it
because
it
it
will
does you
lead
no good.
it can actually lead to physical health problems
It can.
in the extreme. And
It can.
for what? For what, right? What has happened in the past has happened. Literally the conversation you and I just had about being boomers and Gen X is now in the past.
Mhm.
It's gone.
Yeah,
It no longer exists,
right.
right? Unless we keep talking about it, in which case we're dragging the past forward with us, right? So time moves forward. You should too.
Yeah.
Forgive, don't forget. Decide who you want. Decide what you want in your life. As we said in one of our other episodes, you are either the architect of your own joy or the architect of your own misery, but the choice is yours.
Yes.
And by forgiving and not forgetting, you are choosing to be more joyful, choosing to be more present, choosing to participate in a life that is of your own making.
Mhm.
Do
Here's a
that.
new moniker for you.
What's that?
Learn and leave.
Learn and leave.
Learn and leave. I mean, seriously.
I
What
like that.
I that just kinda hell, maybe
Yeah,
it's
no,
trademarked out
I'm
there. I don't know, but if
that's
it's not, I
brilliant.
wanna go trademark it because it's like,
No,
seriously. And if I wear that on a shirt and look at it, I think most people, if they saw it, they didn't know what the hell I was wearing, what I was talking about. Learn, learn and leave. And if they don't, it'd be real easy for me to explain to them what that means. Because learn from the present, definitely learn from the past, and then leave. And that can be good or bad. Leave and go to next. Don't get stuck in the past. And even what we were just talking about, even the good, and there was not too long ago I got stuck in that. Like the 80s, oh man, they were so great. And I still have people that talk about and their life is seems like they're the same person they were in high school and college. Like I go back, sometimes go back to your roots or different places and you see these people and that's all they talk about is,
that's all you're talking about.
oh, back then and what that was. And like, there's no forward thinking or no excitement for the future, even the present, let alone the future. And a lot of it, I can tell you that I've noticed and seen, Ramin, is because they weren't able, a lot of it is forgive others for the wrongs that were done to them or perceived
Right.
wrongs that were done to them. But more importantly, not able to forgive themselves for the shit that they did whenever. Because that's a big part of forgiveness too, is being able to forgive yourself, learn and leave, move on, you know, don't
Tommy,
stay there.
Tommy, you're
Yes.
frozen and your your vocals are breaking up. Hold on. Okay, it looks like yeah, I think you're back. So we'll have to see what of what you just said actually shows
Okay.
up in the
Yeah,
recording.
I know you use your editing magic in there.
Yeah.
That's okay. I was
So,
getting excited again.
but yeah, I would recommend talking to anyway, we'll talk about this off camera, but um Yeah. So that's fundamentally it. That's forgive and don't forget. In fact, that's another shirt.
Well, yeah, man,
Learn to
there's so many.
forgive, but don't forget.
Right? We got to get the first one started before we
Yeah.
do that. But I'm writing these down because I'm remembering them, and that's the thing, the little nuggets that you can gain from whether it's our podcast or other podcasts, and then that's part of the whole thing too, is what you're fueling and feeding your mind with, and the social media that I do take in when I do in podcasts, a lot of it's what it in. And there's some guys out there that, yeah, they're uplifting and they're positive, but even sometimes in their podcasts, they tend to get stuck on all the shit and the crap that's going on in the world. And I know we talk about that, but me and you, when we do this, we don't talk about it a lot because we've realized, I mean, we're putting energy to bullshit. Why? What good's it going to do? You know?
So that's it. I think this one's going to be a short one. I don't think there's any reason to beat this dead horse. I think everybody needs to be cognizant of the fact that if you're hanging on to things that happened to you in the past, that's on you.
Yes. Yep.
End
And
of
if you're hanging
conversation.
on to things that people did to you that you cannot let go, that's on you. And you can't forget, that's on you. And I can tell you this, I know this. If there's something that you're thinking of right now that's draining you or sucking and the person doesn't know, if you're not comfortable seeing them face to face, just, send them a text, write them a letter or post and say, hey, this happened, and I just want you to know that I've
You
forgiven
don't.
you. And
Here's
I've
here.
done this multiple times in my life, and every time I've done it, it's been freeing for me every time. So do it. Watch what
Yeah,
happens.
and my approach is more of the bye. I
Yours
just
is,
walk away.
and I know, and I'm gearing this more towards some pretty close, and you know this. I've got a pretty large family and I've started to do things, but sometimes it's just those people that I determine I would still like to have a relationship with this person because I'll see them in certain circles and things of that nature. You know what I mean? And if I don't let this go and if I don't forgive it, whether they accept it or not, or they say, hell with you, I didn't do it, I at least release it from me. And then I really I don't think about it anymore. I don't forget it because I see if they're going to do it again, that's coming, but it's gone. But if I keep carrying it, it's going to
Yep.
suck. So let it
Yep.
go.
Absolutely. Let it go.
Whatever that takes, let it go. And enjoy
Whatever.
your
Yeah.
life, man. Have fun. Life
Well,
is meant to be enjoyed, right?
here's a question: if you don't enjoy your life, who will?
Right. Amen. It's a good place to leave it, brother. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the week, the month, the year, and whatever time we got left here.
Just go.
Try to enjoy every moment. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. And
All right,
love yourself and love your brothers and sisters. And I love you, bro.
Love you too, brother. So everybody, if this stuff is working for you, please like and subscribe. And as we say, ring the ding dong, so you know when we drop a video. And then tell your friends about us. Okay.
Right on.
Love you. Talk to you soon, brother.
Later.
Bye.